Hey guys, what's up? It's Jeff Winchester in the Catching Clinic, and I'm here with Dennis Romig, and we're here tonight. Recently, we did a seminar that talked about hip mobility and catchers, and tonight, what we're gonna do is we're gonna compile 6 key stretches that all catchers should be incorporating into their daily routine when it comes down to improving their hips, their flexibility, range of motion. And we've got 2 of our assistants, actually 3 tonight. This is little Caden. We got Jax, and we also got Cooper's gonna jump in with us as well too. So without any further ado, I'm gonna hand it on over to Dennis, and we're gonna talk about some stretches tonight. So Dennis, take us through it.
So I'm gonna show you all about 6 stretches today. It's gonna help with those, open up those hips and help with mobility. I'm gonna use my subjects here and have them go through the stretches, and I'll kind of instruct them on the proper technique. So the first stretch is called the frog stretch or rock back. Try to open up those hips. So I'm gonna have y'all get into a position on your knees, kind of hands and knees, just like that. So what I want y'all to do here, feet stay together in the back, and what I want y'all to do is kind of spread your knees as far apart as you can. Far apart as you can, and then I want you to walk your hands straight out. So when you walk your hands straight out, keep those knees out, and then I just want you to sit your butt back toward your heels. Sit your butt back toward you. If you have to walk your hands in a little bit, that's fine. But once you get back to your heels, then I want you to inch those hands out a little bit and try to keep that head down. So, and as you get in that position, then I want you to try to push those knees away from each other a little bit more, almost like going into a split. So push those knees just out a little bit more, out a little bit more. Sit back a little bit, bud. There you go. Now inch those hands out. There you go. Now push those knees out. You feel it stretching your hips? It's hard to do, huh? So get in that position as far as you can go, open those hips up, and just hold for about a minute. The next stretch for the hips is called the Spartan stretch. So what I'm gonna have y'all do here, I want y'all to start left leg out in front. So kind of in a long lunge, and get that right leg, just kind of slide that right leg as far back as you can. So you're gonna go down to your right knee, but I want you, and then just push that right leg back a little bit there. And then what I want you to do is I want you to kind of bend forward, and I want you to try to get your left elbow down to your left foot. And you can see how flexible he is with he can get his elbow all the way to the ground. You can almost get it there. And Coop, you can almost get it there as well. But I want y'all to try to get that elbow down to the ground, but at the same time, I want you to try to keep your foot flat and just push that left knee out a little bit. Try to open those hips. And again, you're gonna sit there and hold it for about a minute. Push that knee. There you go, bud. So as low as you can go, you can keep that head down and just push that knee out. Good. Push that knee out. Good. Y'all feel that open? Y'all feel that opening up in your hips? Good. The next stretch is called the pigeon stretch. So I'm gonna get y'all in this position similar to what we did last time, except I'm gonna have y'all, I want you to kind of get into a position where you fold that front leg just like this. So your front leg's down, and you see, and Caden's got it pretty well there. His leg's kind of bent a little bit more than 90. But then I want y'all to just kind of lean forward and kind of sit. Try to sit, in this case, your left hip, sit your left butt down to the ground. And you're just gonna hold that position for about a minute. So it's pretty good there. And then to make it a little bit harder, you can slide that right leg back a little bit. There you go. Just like that, hold for a minute, and we're gonna end up doing both legs. So this next stretch is called the couch stretch. And it's going to kind of stretch the hip flexors, muscles in front of the leg and the quads. So in this stretch, we're going to kind of get positioned against the wall. And you can use your glove kneeling in the pocket if it's too much, pressure on the knee. But you're going to get in this position. Your toes are going to be leaning up against the wall. And the other knee is going to be bent. So the leg you're stretching is the leg that's up against the wall. And what I want you to do here is sit up tall. Once you get in that position, sitting up tall, I want you to just kind of shoot that right hip forward. There you go. You can keep your arms overhead a little bit if you want. Get a little bit more of the abdominals stretched as well. Try to hold that balance. Hold that for about a minute. We're going to do both legs there. So next stretch here is called the figure 4 stretch. So again, you're going to just find a space on a wall. Kind of get fairly close to the wall. One foot is going to go up against the wall, and you're just going to cross the other leg over like this. So once you cross that other leg, you just want to make sure those hips and your butt kind of falls to the floor. So in his case, he's a little tight there. You can see his hips coming off the floor. So in your case, I'm going to have you slide back a little bit, bud. There you go. And then cross over. And then let those hips fall. And at the same time, I just want you to push that knee towards the wall there. Let those hips fall and push that knee towards the wall. Find that spot and hold for about a minute. So this next stretch is called the 90-90 stretch. So in this position, you're going to be sitting up tall, one knee at 90 in the front, one knee at 90 degrees in the back. So here you're going to sit up tall, but here I want you to sit up and try to get that back hip down to the ground. See, at the same time sitting up tall, so when you rock up, that front knee is going to come up. I want you to push that front knee down. Hold it there. Try to hold that back hip down, front knee down, and hold for a minute. And we're going to go into the transition to the other side, which is a little more, probably the challenging part of this. So then after about a minute there, what I want y'all to do is release, flip around, and I can't go in my pocket, but you're going to flip around and come the other way. So same thing, you're going to be in that position, you're going to push that front knee down and back hip down. Same thing, holding for about a minute.
All right, so that about wraps things up here with our 6 key static stretches for catchers working their hips and trying to get them a little bit looser. And I know, Dennis, we were talking earlier that static stretching is really just one aspect of developing hip mobility. There's a whole different aspect of it as well with the dynamic stretching.
Yes, so we went over all these static stretches, which can be done every day, which should be done every day. In season, out of season. But static being that you're basically staying still holding for an extended period of time. In our case, a minute. With dynamic stretching, it can be more stuff that can be done prior to practice, prior to games, kind of get the blood flowing, and which includes stuff like high knees, butt kicks, lunges, hips, like dynamic hip swings up against the fence. But we will go into some more dynamic stretches that can be done prior to practice or a game in our next segment.
All right, well, that's pretty much going to wrap things up here. This is Jeff Winchester signing off for the Catching Clinic. Stay caught up.